With the release of Resident Evil Requiem growing closer by the day, we're finally able to pre-order RE9. One thing we wanted to point out before we break down the new trailer that was revealed, we wanted to discuss the cover for RE9, along with the steelbook for the deluxe edition. This handgun seems like it'll have some sort of significance, especially since it's made its way to the cover of the game. This revolver that Grace will use bears a striking resemblance to Barry Burton's iconic revolver, especially its bulkiness. The top rim of the gun though looks a lot like Billy Cohen's revolver with the long oval-shaped holes at the top of it. Also, the revolver has a symbol of a wing on it, which instantly brought to mind Claire Redfield, with her iconic Made in Heaven jacket that she's known for having. Also, Claire's revolver had a wing on it as well in RE2. Could this be a hint to maybe Barry and Claire somehow having an involvement in Resident Evil 9? Now getting into the new trailer that was revealed. We've noticed a pattern of little changes in this trailer that they also did in the last one about a month or so back. So this new trailer starts off with Grace at the Wrenwood Hotel, like we've seen before. Nathan Dempsey telling Grace about the Wrenwood case, then showing Grace screaming over Alyssa's body. Of course, little tidbits are added on each scene, such as another sudden change being Alyssa cocking her gun before opening a door. Her demeanor seems to be more ready now than how it was before, where she looked more concerned. Another change is this scene of the hallway with double doors. Before it had more stained glass on the windows so you couldn't see what it was, but now it appears to be more visible, and we can see what looks to be a large figure stomping by. It looks oddly similar to the classic Tyrant with a coat on. Could this figure be a stalker like in Resident Evil 2? Then we're shown another shot of Nathan Dempsey looking more angrily and sliding the case over again. What I get from this is it seems that Grace may have turned down the offer due to her PTSD of that place where her mother died years prior. So it seems Nathan may try to insist on Grace going there. Knowing her curiosity may get the better of her, she of course ends back up there. There's also an image sticking out of the folder, of course having something to do with the crime scene. But another thing that seems odd is Nathan telling Grace to confront that fear. This could have a deeper underlying meaning than just her PTSD, because Nathan seems persistent on her going there specifically. Shots that we've seen before, such as Grace at the bottom of the stairs, the hooded man, and Grace aiming her gun at the doorway, more than likely hearing someone or something. Then we hear the mysterious man with the mask and scars say, "Oh, Miss Ashcroft, come in," while Grace's expression seems hesitant before going in. Then we're shown a scene we've seen before with the woman walking down the hallway in Rhodes Hill, Grace carrying the lighter and hearing the large monster aka Big Mama that we've seen from the demo gameplay. Then we see Rhodes Hill's dual staircase shot from before with Grace saying, "What is happening here?" Another change from what was shown prior is the police officer convulsing and turning from being infected. In the original trailer, he's shown to have his teeth in pretty pristine condition amidst him turning. Now his teeth look to show signs of bleeding. Why would Capcom hide this and then show this now? Just like in the last trailer where they showed a mask on the table to the right of the mysterious man, that he later puts on, which wasn't visible in the first reveal trailer. Then we're shown the strange lady walking down and humming like we've seen before. Another change shown this time in the next scene is the woman banging on the mirror with shards of glass embedded in her face. But now it's shot at a gameplay angle where Grace is opening a door and peering into the room looking at her from the side in first person. There's blood and glass everywhere, showing signs that this enemy has been doing this for a while to cause all of this damage. There seems to be an herb next to a sink beside the enemy. Then we're shown a similar shot of Grace looking at a young girl or grown woman behind some glass chamber, but it's shot a tiny bit longer, seemingly giving off the notion that Grace is staring intently at whoever she is. Then we see more common shots from the last trailer, with the large monster and the isolation ward. Then we hear the masked man say, "There's no escaping your destiny," which he had said in the last trailer, and him getting up as well. Grace being upside down like we've seen prior, and the painting that Alyssa slipped the folder behind, with Grace stating, "What did you hide behind that painting?"
Now we're shown a gameplay shot of Grace in third person trying to steady her gun and aim it at one of the enhanced zombie enemies. The infected enemy is shown to have glowing white eyes and seems to be in a distressed state with the expression he's giving off. He bears similar things to the mysterious hooded character, that being the saliva-like substance emitting from their mouth, and rocking a similar collar too. He seems to also have some sort of green smudges on his coat, not sure if it's vomit or something else. Also, he looks to be someone who could have worked at the building. Grace then pulls the trigger and a huge flash happens that bleeds into a similar scene that we've seen before, with a body on a table or bed with disfigurement on their skin. Then the iconic umbrella logo that we've seen before, which could be a door or a capsule of sorts that might be found later in the game. Now we're shown a new shot of the mysterious man with the mask. He looks to be in an office of some sorts. One new key detail we've noticed is that he has something on his right hand, specifically his index finger. It looks to be a type of ring with some sort of metal bar or rod going under his snake-printed coat, which is something we've described him wearing before, and we're right on it being snake-printed. Also, something else caught our eye, and that's the large wooden box on the right. It looks to be some sort of puzzle maybe, but what is funny is that it looks a lot like the puzzle that we do to get the Magnum revolver in Resident Evil 1, with the same symbols, that being the sun, moon, and star. Could this be where we get the revolver that Grace uses? Also, there's 2 ram head skulls facing towards us that stood out to us. He then states, "We have so much to do." We're then shown a similar shot of him from the last trailer, without the filter this time. He's shown to be super pale, of course, having a more visible look at the deepened gash in his chest. Then we hear Grace's tremble in confusion at what the man says to her. She says, "Who are you? Why me?" The man seems calm, and if he's actually trying to talk to us and wanting us to do something with him. Of course, Grace being the chosen one. What does this entail? Could we have multiple encounters with the mysterious masked man where he is simply trying to talk to us and explain his motives? Also, too much of this game is pointing and hinting to Oswald E. Spencer. Everything about this mysterious man, the Raccoon City truth, going over Resident Evil's iconic history. Of course, all being surrounded by one person specifically, that being Spencer. In a way, he's the true face of the franchise and underlying main character, since pretty much everything connects to him. It just fits for Spencer to be the villain of Resident Evil Requiem, and to try to achieve his goals of power and immortality to shape the world in his image that he's fought for his entire life.